Welcome back, beer tubers. Time to take a look at a beer from Shmaltz Brewing. This is part of their HeBrew line. This is Genesis 1515. It's mostly a barrel-aged barley wine. We'll get to more info on the other stuff they do. They call it a barrel-aged harvest barley wine. Ale brewed with pomegranate juice, fig juice, date, and grape juice aged in rye whiskey barrels. 13.4%. It's a big beer. This was bottled on September 7th, 2011 as well. So it's got some age to it. Been wanting to get to a bottle of this for a while. I had tried it before when it was fresher. Wanted to see how it cellared. So it pours out just kind of what you expect a nice dark barley wine. It's got some ruby red notes, but it's mostly like a dark red into light brown color. The head's got a very light kind of brown, pretty much tan head. It does have some carbonation on there, leaving a lot of legs on the side of the glass. Let's get the aroma. Wow, it's still got a ton of barrel character to it. Big sweetness, big spicy rye barrel notes. Caramel, a ton of raisins, sugar-coated raisins, like caramel-covered raisins. A lot of that whiskey caramel note too. To go with the raisin character, you're certainly, I don't know how much of the other dark fruits, how much those juices help, but there's definitely a fig character to it. There's some darker berry notes. There's some heat to the nose, definitely smell the alcohol, you don't miss that. A little bit of like a chocolate character in there, and it just has a nice big sweetness, big boozy kind of smelling beer. So let's dig in. Cheers. Yeah, it's still tasting like a big beer. Ooh, getting more grape character on the flavor. Yeah, it's got a lot of this dark berry note to it. It's still pretty boozy too. You're gonna notice that alcohol big time. It hasn't mellowed out. I think I have at least one more bottle of this to cellar. I'm gonna let it go a couple more years. It's got a lot of heat to it, but it's not that really kind of nasty fusel nail polish remover. It's just got that intense heat that you get on a whiskey. Up front, you get big sweetness, a ton of caramel notes. It's just toffee, caramel, really sweet brown sugar, touch of sweeter molasses. That's hits you first, and then or even in some sweet bread going on. Then it transitions to the middle of that palate. You get the raisin, the fig, that pomegranate kind of red berry note, like a slight like cherry, sort of sherry oxidation character in the middle. And then it transitions into a drier beer. The big sweetness starts to fade as that huge alcohol character ramps up at the end. And that's also where I get maybe like a touch of like this roasty chocolate, like a bittersweet chocolate character. And towards the end, a little bit of like an oak tannin character is in there as well. And between that and the alcohol, it dries out the beer such that it's not very cloying. Starting to pick up some more vanilla notes as well in there. It's got a lot of complexity to it. The juices they add this just big grape, you know, red berry type of character to the beer, which is nice. And I really love the toffee caramel sweetness to it up front. It's definitely more English style barley wine. Still really boozy, so I'm gonna knock it down for that. But I recommend checking it out. I'm gonna go B+ with this one. If it didn't have that big, huge boozy character, definitely bump it up to, you know, an A- category. But it is kind of holding it back. If you don't like boozy beers, definitely stay away from this one. I still really enjoy it. Still gonna have, well, it's gonna take me a while to get through this bomber, but I'm definitely gonna drink it up. I recommend checking it out if you can still find it. And if you have it in your cellar, just thought I'd give you a little update on how that's doing. You know, if you have multiple bottles, you know, open one now, but if not, and if you don't like that alcohol, let them sit for probably another year or two, and maybe that alcohol is going to be dialed back. But it's going to wrap it up for this one. Until next time, please comment and subscribe. Cheers.